All right, let's try it. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, beautiful souls. I pray that you all are having a blessed day so far. I was trying to get this camera set up the way I want, but it's hectic. Anyway, I pray that you all are having a blessed day so far. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Today is a day. And so we are going to be cooking beyond the plate. I have a topic. Are you a toxic mother? We're going to dive deep into that as we make, to me, the world's famous best onion rings made by me. Anyway, so that is the topic today. Now, if you clicked on this video seeing that that is the topic, are you a toxic mother? It's either because you have experienced toxic parents, and so you want to see if, is it me? Is it them? Or you yourself know that you can be a toxic mother. So that is what we are getting into today. So I'm going to make my son a sandwich. I'm going to make me some coffee. Stay tuned. All right, so I have my coffee. My son has his sandwich. And like I said, we're talking about, are you a toxic mother? If you clicked into this video, it's either because you have experienced a toxic parent. I'm specifically talking about mothers today because I myself am a mother, and I understand from both ends of the spectrum. You being the child experiencing a toxic parent, and being a mother who has toxic traits. Okay, and it's just about being transparent, just about being honest, because that is how you heal, that is how you grow, and that's how you are better able to love and care for your child, despite you having emotions that probably don't really look like how you are. You have these emotions that aren't really yours. Anyway, I digress. See, this is why I wrote down notes. I have notes here so that I can stay on track because I really lose focus very easily. All right, so we're just gonna have an open, honest conversation while we make these delicious onion rings and this spicy lemon garlic dill aioli. That's what we're making today. I did make an aioli in one of my previous videos. You can go check that out if you want to. But we're making it again, and this time we're gonna put some habaneros in it, and we're gonna make some onion rings to dip it in. I wanted to. Yesterday, I had this topic already. Yesterday, I said I'm going to where have I got my head? Okay. So yesterday, when I decided that this was the topic I wanted to talk about, I imagined me having a clear head. I imagined my morning going fine, and that is not what happened. I woke up irritable again because my son woke me up. He woke me up to ask for a donut. And I do not like when he wakes me up in the morning to ask for something like a donut or ask for bread or something like that. And it's because I think I have to ease up when I wake up, because I wake up and I already feel disoriented. So when he wakes me up, I feel disoriented and more irritable, and plus I'm on my cycle. Okay, so these are the things I'm experiencing this morning. High levels of irritation, which I experience more often than I would like. So he got his donut, and I said, allow me to sleep and wake up. I said, if it's something you really need, then wake me up, right? So I fell back to sleep, and then instead of him directly waking me up, he came real close to my ear in the bed and went, started breathing all heavy and being all extra dramatic. So I opened my eyes and said, kid, are you trying to wake me up by breathing like that? He's like, no. You know, when kids make a stupid, no, they're lying. He's lying, right? So I woke up irritated. He's very high energy this morning, super duper high energy. He also seems like he's a bit easily irritable, which you probably got from me, right? So I felt like, oh, now I don't really want to post today because I don't have a clear head. But then I said, well, if you're experiencing the very things that make you feel out of control, then maybe I should be channeling that emotion into this video so I can be very transparent. Now, I had all types of emotions. I felt anger, I felt rage, I felt out of control because I felt like I could not control him. And when you are a toxic parent or you have toxic traits, it is very hard for you to talk to yourself before reacting. A lot of the time you're impulsive and you just react because you don't like feeling out of control. You try to gain that control back by being controlling in unhealthy ways. And I guess I feel like I want to express how I am channeling these emotions that aren't ideal for parenthood, and how I am I guess getting through it. It's hard. Okay, let's cook while we talk. Let me drink some coffee because Lord knows I need it. That's good. That is so good. I really like that new coffee we got. All right, so I have all the ingredients out. And I have a pot here. First things first, we're going to get, before we do anything, we're going to get oil in the pot. And we're going to have this on medium heat. Medium, a little less than medium. Okay? A little less than medium. We're going to get oil in here. All right. All right, let that warm up. I'm trying to get my bearings. I'm trying to get my mind right. Well, Kaden, I don't want you playing down because the floor, remember the floor has, what is it that you need first? Okay, this is a good example because he's not listening. Put that down, okay? What's up? What do you need? How are you feeling?
Hi.
All right, what do you need? How are you feeling? What's up? You snapping? You learned how to snap? He learned how to snap. He's excited that he learned how to snap. Go ahead, show them that you learned how to snap. Good job, right? Now, how I'm feeling while this is happening is not the same as what I am portraying. And that is how you learn different habits. That is how you teach yourself to come out of reacting in a toxic manner. That is the key. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that you need to react on the feeling. I think that is so important as a parent to understand. The child is innocent. It doesn't matter what I'm going through.
Is my lip bleeding?
It's dry. You need to, you know why it's dry? Because after you turn around. After you put Vaseline on it, and you're doing too much. And also we have all that white stuff on the carpet. And it probably got on your lips. It probably dried out your lips. Go put Vaseline on your lips, please. And then go have a seat, okay? Say bye. Come say bye.
Bye.
All right, go put Vaseline on your lips and go sit down. All right? I feel like this is blurry. Is it me? Okay, so that is the key. The key is not reacting off of how you feel and understanding that you are in control of your emotions. That is the parent, but that is also the child as well. When you get older, the effects of living with a toxic parent can be damaging. Okay, both my parents had toxic traits. It was very damaging to me because instead of me being like a super confident person, instead I became, I don't even know. I became very insecure. I had feelings of unworthiness. I felt invaluable. I felt inadequate. And that lived out throughout my adulthood. And so not only does the parent have to learn that they're in control of their emotions and that they can choose an action that is not necessarily, that's not a reaction to the emotion. You are not your emotions. Your emotions do not control you or define you. Okay? You can't control how you feel, but you can control how you react. And in the moment, you have to ask yourself, what does my child need from me versus how do I feel? It's not about how you feel all the time. Now, when I'm upset with Kaden, then I can go, Kaden, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you made a mess. No, that's unrealistic. That's not how I feel. I feel irritable and I feel frustrated. The issue is me yelling at him when he makes a small mess. What that can do is as he gets older, what will happen is, why am I not cutting vegetables? You see my problem? You see my problem? Okay. What's happening is now that he will start to attach him making a mistake to it being a huge problem. Mistakes are part of life. I don't want my child to get older, think that he has to be perfect. And if he makes a mistake, it's such a huge problem. That's not what I want for him. So let's cut up some onions. And I do have some notes like I told you guys. So I'm going to be reading off these notes. Take notes too. This is a vlog style type situation. So I want you to get comfortable. Hell, if you got onions and you got any of these ingredients, make some onion rings with me. Make your own kind of aioli with what you have. Let's have honest, transparent conversation. Let's connect with one another. Let's talk about what we've learned. If you're a child that has experienced toxic parents, let's talk about it in the comment section, because truth be told, some of us feel so alone in our struggles and in our feelings, and none of us are alone. I think the issue is our lack of transparency, and I'm going to probably bring that up every single video. All right, so like I was telling y'all, I have been raised by toxic parents. I mean, parents who have toxic traits. I'm not out here trying to say my mother's toxic. No, but she has toxic traits. Everybody has toxic traits. Every single person on this earth. None of us are Jesus, right? And because of the things that I've experienced in my childhood, because these feelings of inadequacy and insecurities from feeling neglect or abandoned, or my emotions not see my emotions and how I felt didn't matter in the household, and a lot of people have experienced that. But like I said, I experienced it and I also exhibited it. And it wasn't until I had when I was 25 I started to realize something was a little off, but I still didn't pay attention to myself. That's the truth. I didn't realize how affected I was by all the things that I've experienced. Not just with my parents, but then also when you are raised by toxic parents, not only do you attract and invite toxic partners, but you may stay in these relationships way longer than you need to. And then now those same feelings that you had with your parents are also showing up in your relationships. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was in relationships where I felt like my emotions and the things that I wanted didn't matter. And then I was all about the person, and then I would explode when I felt like the person was not, it wasn't a reciprocal relationship. That's not what you want. You don't want to be someone who explodes, someone who holds everything in, and then when the pipes burst, now it's too much. Okay, because it doesn't look good for you. It's not healthy for you, and also not healthy for the other person. But that person probably has their own issues. We're not going to get into that in another video. Right. So anyway, we're cutting up these onions. We're going to cut rings because we're making onion rings. So that's all I'm doing here as we chat and as the oil heats up. Um, Also, I should include that my father was a narcissist. He was a top tier narcissist. He will bring you up and drop you so hard in the ways that mess with your psyche. But what I realized is my father was also a blessing. Yes, he was very disturbing in how he can make you feel so small and make you feel like you don't matter. But also, he was the type of person who was an engine for change. Because narcissists will show you your insecurities. Narcissists will show you your flaws. Narcissists will show you where you are being too codependent and where you are looking for outside validation. They will use it against you. If you are not confident enough in your own skin, if you are not confident enough to know who you are, they will hurt you to the point where you recognize that you have a lot of things and a lot of healing that you need to overcome. Oh, okay. They will show you things about yourself if you pay attention. All right. If you are a woe is me person and you don't ever look at how you are contributing to your own, your own feelings of inadequacy and your own demise, I guess I could say, then you won't learn anything from the narcissist. But if you had a narcissistic parent or a toxic parent, they will show you where you are too heavily relying on outside forces to make you feel better about yourself. They will show you that one way or another. And my father did that for me. Yeah, it hurt me. I felt like I was broken. I felt like he broke me. And then I would even have dreams of him overpowering me and him being so strong. I had dreams of my father overpowering me. I had dreams of my father spitting me in my face and me unable to move because my dreams were showing me how he made me feel. And a narcissistic parent or a toxic parent can make you feel that way, like you have no control. And then that lack of control can manifest itself into you being an adult now and wanting to regain that control. But instead of doing it in healthy ways, like how you eat, how you treat people, moderation, exercise, and having a good routine, instead of it coming out in those kind of healthy ways, you can internalize all those behaviors and it come out in unhealthy ways. Now you are doing the same thing the parent was trying to do, trying to gain control by being manipulative, by being controlling, by not, by dismissing other people's feelings and values and so on and so forth. So it's not easy, you guys. It's hard on both ends. It was hard for me as a child. It's hard for me as the mother. But I must say that God has been helping me tremendously to see how my father being the way he was helping me to recognize that I too sought too much outside validation. As a child, I had a lot of talents, you guys, a lot of talents. I could sing, I could dance, I was in plays, I was in chorus. What else? I did storytelling contests, spelling bees. I was into a lot of things. I was very active, and no one cared. No one gave a damn. And as a child, I didn't recognize that no one really cared. It's when I started to get a little older, and I was like, damn, no one has been paying attention to me. No one has, and I felt angry. Like, how could they not pay attention to me? And so as I got older, I wanted that same thing. But instead of me holding on to things that were good for me and letting go of things that weren't good for me. I would hold on to toxic relationships, toxic traits like alcoholism, and using sex as a weapon. And these are how things manifest. You have to be honest with it. You have to be honest with who you are currently, who you are at the core of you, and who you want to be, who God intended you to be. You have to be honest with all of these things. Be honest with your emotions. Be honest with how you react. Now, the issue with toxic parents is sometimes they will justify how they treat you. Oh, you made me angry. The issue with that is no one can force you to react a certain way. Your reactions are yours alone. So your parent that is being toxic, or you yourself that has manifested into a toxic person yourself, you have to recognize when you are in control, but you are letting your emotions control you. And that happens often when you feel like you lack control, when you feel like life is just tearing you apart. Your finances aren't where you want them to be. You can't stand your job. You can't stand people. Your children getting on your nerves because they do. All right, you have to be honest with these emotions so that when the emotion arises, you can recognize it. Now, when you are raised with toxic parents, sometimes it's hard for you to even recognize your own emotions. Who are you outside of only paying attention to your parents, parenting your parent, paying it? Is my mom gonna be mad at me today? Is my dad gonna be mad at me today? You have to you have to grow out of that, and you have to start to understand how you feel about things. You have to take yourself out of the box that you were put in as a child. And then you have to start to soar and to fly and to glide, and it's not easy. All right, so we're gonna finish chopping up these onions, and then we're gonna get into the different traits that some of which I've recognized in myself and what I've grown up with. I wanted to remind you guys that yes, I'm choosing to confront my own demons and confront my childhood trauma and my own toxic traits on my own, but not really on my own, with God. But I understand that some people need therapy, and I'm so for therapy. If you feel like you don't have enough support or enough or whatever it is that you need to do it on your own, please seek support. Forgot to mention this. So my father passed away in 2020. I have to have notes because, like I said, I've self-diagnosed ADHD and borderline personality disorder. I've been researching these things for years, and all I did was continue to research, continue to check things off, the different traits and personality traits and the reactions and actions of people who suffer with these things. And that's how I came to these conclusions for myself. Please go to therapy. Don't. Okay, go to therapy. You can still do the things that I'm doing, but please go to therapy if that is something that you want to do or have been considering. Also, pray, seek God. I think that everyone should do that. I don't think that that's some people, no, I think everyone should seek God, seek something greater than yourself, okay? Now, my narcissistic father passed away in 2020. And oh gosh, when he passed away, you guys, I could no longer hide behind how he made me feel. It's like him passing. I had my child in 2019, and my father passed in 2020. My child was showing me how inadequate I was as a mother. I was too angry. And then my father passing made me realize I couldn't blame him anymore. I couldn't blame him for my actions. I had to confront them. My child and my son reminded me over and over again through having my child, through my father passing, that I needed to confront my feelings. I couldn't blame anybody but myself as an adult. And that is the tricky part, right? Because you've lived now your whole life with these emotions that you've derived and that has overwhelmed you for these many years of your life, because your parents were unhealthy towards you. So now as an adult, you're just, okay, now I got to get myself together. Now I got to put the pieces back. But that is the journey. It's putting the pieces to your life back together. You make up your reality. We all make up our reality. And how we choose to react creates our reality. Anything that we cannot control is just simply out of your control. But that is the struggle of not just the toxic parent, but also the child of the toxic parent. It's very hard feeling like you are not in control of your life. It sucks. I can't stand it, if I can be honest, right? But that is what helps build your character. It's very easy to feel like life is grand, life is great, or your mental health is fine when everything is going fine. But the true test is when everything isn't going fine. Who are you when things aren't going the way that you want it to go? That is the true test of character, and God will show you that. Your circumstances will show you that. Who are you when your account is in the negative? Who are you? How do you treat people when you feel like things aren't going the way you want it to go? How are you? How do you treat people when you feel like you are out of control? These are the things you need to pay attention to. These are the ways in which you need to acknowledge who you are as a person and how you react to things. Because that is how you build your character. Period. Pain and suffering builds character. And that is just the truth. I'm not saying inflict it on yourself, but I'm saying channel it, use it, be transparent about it, because that is how we connect as people. And that is the truth. Now, this video might be lengthy. I hope y'all watch it. I hope y'all watch the video in its entirety if you clicked into it, because I feel like these conversations are important to have, especially us women having these conversations with one another. Mothers get blamed for everything. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Mothers get blamed for everything. Wow, the fathers are the saints. So I've been reading, so I've been seeing. And so it's important for us to play our part by being healthy versions of ourselves, getting in tune with how we really feel, what our values are, what our emotions are, what are our triggers, getting in tune with these things and having these conversations as women so that we can grow. That is the truth. And if men are tuning in, I'm glad you're tuning in, because maybe you were even raised by a toxic mother. Maybe you yourself have some toxic traits. This is not just for women, this information, but I am reaching out to women to have these conversations with. But I would love to have conversations with men as well. Hey, man. All right, let's get this batter together. What is that? I can't. That was on my lip probably this whole time. I really can't stand stuff like that. I really can't. Listen, before I would not upload a whole video if I had something on my mouth or on my face that I did not like. And I'm not even joking.
I do 20 ounce a week, and I get to dictate how much I do a week. That's like magic.
Relying on your child for emotional support in unhealthy ways. Now, it's weird because you'll see parents, it's almost like the child is the parent and the parent is looking to the child to parent them, to make them feel emotionally sound in very unhealthy ways. You got to pay attention to that, right? So what I want you to do is like check this off. If you're the child that has experienced these things, check off the different things that you feel like your parent has done. If you are the parent, mother, then I want you to check off all these different traits that you feel like you also exhibit. Now we have not paying attention to or putting quality effort into your child's development and emotions. If no one paid attention to you growing up, as a parent, you can get older and lack the ability to care for your child's emotional health. Yes, you may take care of them physically. You may make sure they have clothes or roof over their head, food to eat, but you're not asking them, how are you doing today, and teaching them how to have emotional intelligence, teaching them how not to react when they're angry, playing with them and, just helping them to grow socially and emotionally. Some parents don't lack that ability, and they think that they are loving you in the ways that you need by just providing for you financially without providing for you for your mental, emotional, spiritual health. All right? Lacking emotional intelligence. When you are unable to regulate your emotions, or your emotions seem to control you versus you controlling how you react to your emotions, then you have a problem with emotional intelligence. And that's nothing to feel shame over. Okay? Hurt people sometimes. And sometimes we lack emotional intelligence. Sometimes we want to calm down, but we're not thinking about how we're feeling in the process of it, so we react too strongly. There's nothing to feel shame over. You just need to start to focus, take a break. Like when my child starts to irritate me, sometimes I walk away until I can figure out how to respond properly. And then I'll go to him and I'll say, listen, when you do this, I don't like it. It upsets me. I don't like when you do this, and I don't want you to do this, and I give him the reasons why. Other times, I completely just eliminate myself from even talking until I fully calm down. You have to learn how to do that. It's not easy. It takes everyday practice. You have to talk to yourself in the moment. That is how you overcome having a lack of emotional intelligence. Overcoming it day by day, step by step, moment by moment. Realizing, okay, I'm starting to feel angry. How do I normally react when I start feeling angry? And then you learn to stop reacting that way over time. It is not an overnight fix. Then we have being overly critical and judgmental of your child. You have to focus on when you are not even recognizing your child's strengths, but all you do is judge them and are overly critical. I watched a Lifetime movie the other day, and the daughter was she's an older woman now. She's a model actress, and she hadn't visited her mother in a long time. Her father passed on. She hadn't visited her mother in a long time. She was in a relationship with a married man, so she was a mistress for 9 years, and she just decided not to work because he was taking care of her. He passed away. She went back home to visit her mother, and you know what her mother says to her? "Oh, honey, you look a mess. You need to put some makeup on. You're so much prettier that way." Now, why would you say that to your daughter? She's going through something right now. All you're focusing on is being critical of her looks.
How much you put in
That's
there?
crazy. What she put in the stuff in the cat's food? Oh, expecting your child to be like you. One of the things I've said is, and I've spoken to my sister Lexi about this a lot, is we were very independent kids, and my mother has said it also. We didn't bother her. We didn't constantly ask for things. We were doing things on our own from a young age. Probably me a little bit more than Lexi, only because she's the youngest. But we still did a lot of things on our own. We weren't being taught a lot of things. We just did. We just figured it out on our own. But I opened up the space for my child to need me, right, and to know that I'm there for him. And so because of that, he's not as independent as I was as a child. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But I also want to teach him independence. I want him to be balanced and harmonious, unlike I was. So, what do we see? Look, y'all. Look at the ADHD kicking in. All right, yeah, expecting your child to be like you. He's not me. And I can't expect him to be like me. He hasn't struggled through the things I've struggled through. He hasn't gone through the things I've gone through. He's a young child. He's an innocent child. And so you have to recognize when you are punishing your child for not being like you. You want your child to be balanced and have their own individuality. And you have to respect that individuality as well. Right? Then we also have stop blaming others for your shortcomings and take responsibility for your own actions and decisions. You cannot continue to say, "You made me angry." Now, did you ever watch Mommy Dearest? Very good movie of a toxic mother. Okay? The very small things can make you angry when you feel like you are lacking control in your life. That is anybody, not just mothers, but that's who I'm directly speaking to. When you feel like you are lacking control in your life, small things make you angry. Your child making a mess can make you lash out. The smallest thing. And then you don't understand what that's doing to the child because you forgot. You forgot how it made you feel as a child because now you're exhibiting those same behaviors that your parents exhibited, which is to get angry over very small things. They make a little mess, and instead of you saying, "Listen, you made a mess, you're going to clean it up." Okay, just teach them to clean it up. Teach them mistakes happen, but you made the mess, you're going to clean it up. But instead, your toxic trait can be to get overly and irrationally angry. And you want to take note of that. Take a step back. They just made a mess. That is human to make a mess. We make messes ourselves. You just have to be honest with yourself. You have to stop blaming others. You can't blame your parents for how your parents treated you because now you are older. Now you have to take control over your own life. You can't blame everybody for your shortcomings. You can't blame everyone for why you're reacting angrily. I used to do that, and it's not cute. There's a lot of parents that compete with their children. I've seen it. I don't have that dynamic at all with my child. Some of the other ones, yes, I did have that dynamic. Those are things I struggle with, but it's not about what you're struggling with. It's not about the emotions all in itself. It's about how you react to the emotions. That is what you want to pay attention to. How are you reacting to the emotions that you are feeling? Right? So that's what you have to learn to get better at. That is what I've been practicing, how I react to my emotions. I cannot control if I feel irritated, frustrated, happy, depressed, sad, super glad, super joyous. Those things come as they come. Sometimes everything can be going right and you still feel depressed and you still feel down. You can't control that. How you react to it is the only thing you can control. That is going to be a recurring theme on this channel when I talk about anything regarding healing and self-development. Right? I've seen that a lot. I've seen it with fathers and their sons, with mothers and their daughters, where they want to shine over their child. Maybe the parent didn't receive enough attention from their parents, and so they're older, they want to be the center of attention. They don't want the child to have attention. They're trying to, outdo their child. Stop doing that. Be your age and be the parent. Allow your child to shine. That is very important. to allow your child to shine in their own individuality and you're not competing with them. Just don't do it. And with any of these, you have to check yourself in the moment. Oh snap, am I competing? Oh snap. Am I dismissing my child's feelings? Oh snap. Am I relying on my child to make me feel better about me? You have to check yourself. You have to pull away from the situation sometimes to ask yourself these questions, right? Shaming and humiliation. Stop embarrassing your child or trying to humiliate them. It's a way of controlling your child by making them feel small. Withholding love and attention. Now, a lot of the times people don't even realize when they're shaming and humiliating their child because it's something that they've grown to know. What they know is pain and what they give back is pain. Now, one thing I've noticed from my own experience with those around me is you can be on either end of the spectrum sometimes when you have toxic parents. You can exhibit toxic traits with your kids, or you can let your kids run all over you. Both is on opposite ends. Both are on extreme ends. What you're looking for is that sweet spot, a little more balance, a little more harmony. That's what we're trying to get to. All right, as parents, as women, as individuals, entirely, you're trying to find that sweet spot. All right. So you don't want your child controlling you, because you can very easily go that route. Like, I don't want my child to feel how I felt. So you let them run you amok. You let them run all over you. You don't want that, because now you're raising a spoiled brat. You really want to do your part to raise your child the best. Now, if your child gets older and you have really exhibited healthy parenting to your child, and their own individual self needs to go through a journey where they are toxic themselves, that's their problem. Don't blame you. If you know that you did your best, that is on your child. That's just the truth. Okay. Now, withholding love and attention. I'm gonna give you a clear example of this. Right. Oh, also with the shame and humiliation, I've seen mothers call their daughters whores. I've seen mothers who call their children stupid. Now, I'm never gonna lie. Sometimes I walk away from my son, I'm like, stupid. I do, because I feel irritated, right? But you don't want to call them that to their face. Walk away and talk crap. Walk away and talk crap. You actually need to release that. Call somebody up, somebody you trust, and talk crap. Okay, we all need to release these things. Let's not be dishonest. Sometimes you call your kid names. Don't call them names to their face. Don't internalize the names you call them. One thing I'm working on is annoying. Like, you're being annoying, or you're annoying. Not you're being annoying, you're annoying. Your annoying is telling the child that they themselves are annoying, and they might actually start to live that out even more, get older, and think everything they do is annoying. That is something that I'm working on, and it's very hard. My son is a troll. That's his personality is actually a troll personality. Like those people that he's a natural troll. And he's funny. My child is hilarious. He's lovable. He's funny, but he also likes to get under your skin. He thinks it's funny to get under your skin, and so he challenges me, and it's a challenge that I'm up for. He does. He challenges me a lot every day. All right. Now, withholding love and attention. When your child is clearly looking for a hug or love, and you push them away, tell them to go sit down instead of just giving them a little kiss. Oh, excuse me. Giving them a little kiss, telling them you love them, giving them a little hug. That is wrong, because your child might grow up with the inability to be intimate. They might push intimacy away or confuse toxic behaviors with love and intimacy. So you really want to show your child love and intimacy in the household so that they understand what that's like when they go out into the real world. All right, let's get these out. I think these are done over here. And I like how crispy these are. Let me have you look at that. Ooh. Can you hear? Mmm. That is good. Very good. Yum. Oh, it's so crunchy, y'all. I love onion rings. I don't eat them often, but I do like onion rings. So this will be a treat for us today. My son doesn't have school today because it's President's Day. And this will be a little treat. That is very good. I am going to sprinkle a little salt over the top though. You got to be honest, when you need a little more salt, y'all, don't be lying to yourself. All right, so the next toxic trait. Stop treating your child's achievements as insignificant. Oh my gosh. That was a tough one for me as a teen, realizing that no one cared about my talents. No one actually cared. No one said, "Oh my gosh, Annie, you're so good at this, or you're so good at that." You're so really, all I got was negativity, but it helped me a lot. Kaden, what are you doing, baby boy?
Can I watch TV?
And you don't have your slippers on your feet.
I forgot again.
And now because you forgot your feet are white, right? Yeah, I don't like that. Okay? Because then you're going to go in the bed with your dirty feet. So that's why I told you to wear your slippers. Okay? So that's 1, 2. Today is Monday. You're not watching TV today. You can only watch Netflix on your tablet or play your game on your tablet. Okay? Okay.
Can I watch a video?
No, not a little bit. You're not watching any because that's what I told you. That's the rule, right?
You have a cheese balls.
You want cheese? I'm not making cheese balls, but I am making onion rings. You want to try one?
No. Look, the suck.
It looks disgusting. Oh no. Yo, I had a vision that he was gonna say that. Oh my gosh, I promise you, I had a vision today that my son, while I was making the onion rings, that he was gonna come in here and say that. I'm telling you, intuition is a hell of a thing. Because I promise you, I had a vision that he was gonna say that today. He doesn't always come in the kitchen when I'm cooking. I don't know. That just came into my mind today that he was gonna do that, and guess what? He didn't disappoint. So, anyways, yes. Treating your child's achievements as insignificant. Listen, I struggled with that a lot growing up. All right. You want your child to feel accomplished as a child, right? When Kaden comes home, let me give you an example. And he'll bring home like drawings and things like this. Like he made this in school. And I like to be like, oh wow, good job, Kaden. You did your best with that, right? I'll tell him what I like about him. Tell him what I like about him. Tell him what I don't like about it. And I'll put it on the fridge. Why? Because I want him to see that we care. I want him to see that I care about the things that he does. Right? Even when he's playing his game and he's beating the levels, I'm like, oh, look at you beating those levels. He's a kid. So you want them to feel like the small achievements matter also. You don't want them to get older and think that perfectionism or being perfect exists, because it doesn't. Being perfect doesn't exist. All you can do is be the best version of anything or do your best with anything. And so you want your child to feel like the things that they are doing matter and that it is significant. You know, start recognizing your child's achievements, big or small. Narcissism, that's a big one. I'm going to definitely do a video on narcissistic kids. Now, this video is going to be long, like I said, because we're chilling, we're chatting, we're getting to know one another, we're talking about what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and we're getting it together, okay? I typically don't like posting long videos. I'll probably make this at most 30 minutes, but I'm doing a lot of talking, and I kind of want to talk about the things I'm talking about. I'm not going to lie. All right. Oh, I also have some cucumber here that I'm going to slice up because that's going to also be good in the aioli. And then I'll show you how I'm making the aioli, and then we're going to wrap this all up. But let me tell you the last few traits. Narcissism. Everything isn't about you. Now, the issue with having a narcissistic parent is that nothing is about you. Everything is about them. Only their emotions matter. And so what winds up happening to me specifically is I grew up not even knowing what my emotions were. When I felt any sense of anything negative, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this I'm feeling? I didn't know what it was because your emotions are not being paid attention to. And everyone in the household has to cater to the narcissist. That's a very tough life to live. When you're catering, you have, let me not do this because it's gonna make daddy mad. Let me not breathe too heavy. Let me not write too big. Every single thing is criticized. And that goes back to one of the traits I talked about, being judgmental and overly critical. You experiencing that as a child, you can get older and exhibit those same behaviors to your own child. And that is just the truth. Everyone's focus is just on the narcissist because everyone is trying to be their absolute best so that they don't irritate the narcissist. They don't irritate the person who's easily angered, the person that everybody needs to cater to in the household. The feelings and emotions of everyone else doesn't matter but that person. So if you have that trait where you think everything's about you, you need to be the center of attention, you need to check yourself. Your child deserves to be the center of attention, not you. I also wrote dismissing your child's feelings and needing constant validation. If you are a parent that needs constant validation, and instead of you giving your child validation and you know showing your child love, you are wanting that from your child, that is a problem. That is unhealthy. Your job is to parent your child, not for your child to parent you. Stop dismissing your child's feelings and actually pay attention to their feelings, their needs, their wants. That was all of them. So really, you want to be honest with them. Again, you want to be honest with yourself about your own toxicity. You want to sit with yourself. And if you did click into this video, I would hope that you decide to check off, okay, yeah, I do that, check. or I've experienced that. You're gonna have a have two columns. I experienced this with my parent, or I am exhibiting this as a parent. And I want you to check off each one that I talk about. I want you to check off. If it's both of them, check off you experienced it, and you also exhibit that with your own child. Just start checking them off. Start to recognize where you can make a difference, and how I am choosing to overcome these very tough emotions of inadequacy or needed validation. For one is God, Jesus, first and foremost. I promise you, that is what has helped me to get through. That is what has helped me. Because in my previous relationship, it's like all my anger, all my toxicity came out in that relationship. I was not a monster in its totality, because sometimes I could catch myself, but then there were times where the pain felt so great that I let it take over. I let it control me instead of me channeling that pain. I started to learn how to channel the pain through doing more social media, through writing more poetry, through creating, through joining Total Life Changes. Doing these things actually started to help me, but I was experiencing a lot of social anxiety and not wanting to feel judged for how big I was, not wanting to feel judged for sometimes being goofy. Like, you see how sometimes I just like to bust a move. I just like to do my own thing. I like to do me for a living. And I didn't want people to dislike me. And so God, very slowly, because he realized I'm a little slow, so he got to move a little slow with me. He's taking his time with me. He's showing me that I can be better, that it is possible, because it feels impossible. Sometimes you want to be better, but the pain is so great, it feels like an actual impossibility. And so I want to create these videos because I want you to see that it is possible. You just have to have grace for yourself. You have to take time with yourself to overcome the effects of your childhood trauma. It takes a lot. That's a lot of years of you not dealing with the pains of your childhood trauma. So now as an adult, you have to take time with yourself. The same way God has grace for you, you have to have grace for yourself. All right, let's give that a taste. Oh man, listen, I need more pepper though. This is meant to be spicy, so I'm actually gonna add that last. Habanero. Add some cayenne pepper. All of that.
You did?
It's recording.
You so,
You better.
so. She's so funny, right? She's a funny child. I just love my daughter because she's so funny. But you see this on the ring, man?
Yeah, they use the spoon to scoop this up.
This one got a tail.
Y'all, by mistake, I was recording my mother tasting the onion rings, and I thought I was recording it, and it was paused the whole time. Okay, They can't hear the crunch because you didn't crunch right. You gotta let them hear the crunch of the onion ring. That thing good.
Try an Anne-Marie onion ring. You heard that? Oh.
She's not crunching right.
What did I say? Good?
No, you're not crunching right. Don't take no more of my onion rings.
Anne-Marie onion ring.
Give this one back, actually.
And I'm going to try another one. You heard that crunch? Woo!
Ooh.
You heard that crunchiness?
Don't double dip. What is you doing? Listen.
You heard that crunchiness? Oh. No, you heard it. That was a lion. She got some pickle in there, man. My God.
It's cucumber, y'all. Regular cucumber.
I'm going to try one too. Oh.
You don't know how to crunch. You don't know how to do it. Look. This is how you crunch. Look. You don't have no back teeth?
Now that is funny. Anyway. This onion ring is seasoned to the nickel.
Ooh.
When you bite it, it tastes all that deliciousness all the way down.
Tell him.
It's great. I love it.
Tell him, girl.
You want to know something funny? My cholesterol is high.
Okay.
But today...
All right. You're going to need your own channel. You do too much. wait. I don't know what's happening. She's giving y'all story time. That's going to be for another video. Okay? All right. She'll be back. This is the platter we're putting it in. We'll just put the cucumber on the side. This video gonna be long. Hopefully it uploads. Huh? Yeah, it's been icy rain. Icy rain. And that I had before, still love the same. 'Cause you never change. Even though I don't show it, girl. Who remember that song? I just want you to know. I can't believe how long this video is gonna be. Woo! Get up off of that thing. They ate a lot. Cause I made way more than this. They really ate it. I know it looked like a lot, but they ate a lot. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna put the aioli and anyway, let me finish up, show you guys the platter, and finally end this video. It's a long vlog style, let's chat and cook video, but I hope you guys actually enjoyed the video. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in. Thank you for everyone who comments, watches. Thank you to everyone who connects with me in the comments, who lets me know whether they've experienced either or of the spectrum, the child who has had or lived with toxic parents, or you are a toxic parent yourself. We're all healing, we're all growing. I have compassion for all of you. I pray that you all have compassion for me. And let's continue to just be kind towards one another, to understand that life is hard. We're all struggling, okay? But we can start to look at our struggles as a challenge. I heard that on the show Alone, and I loved it. Instead of looking at something as a struggle, see it as a challenge that you can overcome. Okay? All right, these onion rings are done. And then I sprinkled a little of this habanero tahini on there. And would you look at that? Yum. Yummity, yum, yum, yum. Yum. All right, let's try it. So good. And what I love about the onion rings, you can taste the onion, but it tastes almost sweet because it had time to cook. The crust is nice and crispy because I didn't cook it on high heat. I cooked it on medium, a little less than medium, so that the onion can get tender and the batter can get crispy. And then the aioli, you taste each flavor. You taste the lemon, you taste the garlic, you taste the dill, you can taste the seasonings. Listen. So good. This is, in my opinion, the world's best onion rings. And then I also have something healthy. And I have some cucumber here. That aioli, listen, world best onion rings with the world best aioli. I said it. I said it. I said it. Anyway, give this recipe a try, you guys. Thank you for tuning into this video. We're going to wrap up because this video is dumb long. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you for all your support. Do I have a shout out? I do. Hey, Jhadeeha girl. I'll leave her. Um, what am I saying? I'll leave her link in the description box. Check out my girl Jhadeeha. She's an excellent cook, a great home cook. I like that I vibe with a lot of cooks. I do, but I do a lot of things. I'm trying to connect with a plethora of a variety of people. Okay. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I love y'all. Pray that you have a blessed Monday, blessed week. Whenever you watch this video, I pray that you have a blessed day. Mwah. That made no sense.